Hi guys, two questions. First, why are media outlets like Sky News interviewing Tories who have lost their seats? What is the possible reason in doing that? They were rejected by the electorate, so they should go away and have a long think about why they lost. Second, why are you allowing them to advise the new government on how to do things? So Robert Buckland, the former Justice Secretary who lost his seat to Labour's Heidi Alexander, was asked about prison overcrowding. And he didn't just bring up the previous Labour government, but he gave suggestions to the new one on what to do. You couldn't make this up.
Just one more question on the state that the prisons were left in by the outgoing government. Keir Starmer said it was reckless to let prisons come within a fortnight of reaching overflow. Something should have been done in the weeks running up to the election, shouldn't it?
Well, I think one of the problems is that you hit an election period and officials, of course, are going to be put in a difficult position because, frankly,
Alex
ministers...
said he was making suggestions back in March
and
they were overruled. He put forward just this idea of releasing prisoners after 40% of their sentence and was blocked.
I'm aware of that. Obviously, I wasn't part of the government, so I don't know precisely what happened then. But it's clear to me that just as we've hit a problem now, we hit a problem, I remember, when Jack Straw, way back, was Lord Chancellor, and we were putting prisoners in police cells. So this isn't something new. What I think we need is more than just an early release scheme. We need a systemic approach to offending that actually locks up the most dangerous offenders, so we're protected, but which can deal with those people who are capable of rehabilitation in a more constructive way.
Yes, and
my goodness, why is this guy being invited on to give advice to the new government? First of all, he lost his seat. And he was a Justice Secretary. So he was responsible for fixing the problems, and he didn't fix the problems. Now, two things he mentioned here. First was Jack Straw. Well, Jack Straw put people in police cells. Okay, was that a good thing or a bad thing in your opinion? Because if it was a bad thing, then why didn't you put in place measures to mitigate that or to avoid that? You didn't. You didn't invest enough in prisons. You didn't invest enough in the criminal justice system. That's why it's close to collapse. And the fact that he's invited on and asked for his opinion, why? He shouldn't be anywhere near a camera. He lost his seat, and his government is responsible for the disaster that the new government is having to face. I really don't understand this. And this mention of, well, we're in an election period and we couldn't release all these people, or there weren't officials or whatever. This was a political decision. The government decided we better not release these prisoners early now because it would look bad during the general election. So what we'll do is we'll hold off until after the general election. So if we win, then we will release them. But if we lose, it will be somebody else's problem. Like everything else, it's always somebody else's problem. Offload responsibility onto somebody else. This is the modus operandi of the Conservatives. You have a former Justice Secretary sitting in a studio who's lost his seat, trying to give advice to the new government to fix a problem that he helped create. It's like inviting the arsonists in and asking them to give, fire safety advice. It's ridiculous. It needs to end. Robert Buckland should be nowhere near a studio. Unless it's about releasing a book or something about how I crashed the prison service, something like that. They need to be forgotten about. The country needs to move on from these people. They should not be allowed on to shows where they can make up excuses, blame previous governments, and give advice to new ones. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.